All right, this is Rest G Merry for Violin 3. A couple things just to look at before we start playing. Right at the beginning, when you come in at measure 3, you're playing that melody line with the rest of the violins. Lift. Make sure when you finish those half notes, you are ending at your balance point. So for the next couple measures, as you're going between the two strings, you have a really good place so you can work with that elbow and that wrist. One thing that's going to help you there is keep those two notes set down. First finger on D, second finger on G. Don't lift them up. If you have them both down, then all you have to do is focus on that string crossing with your bow. Then at 12, again at your balance point, now you have an eighth note pattern. That's a little similar to what you'll be playing at 29, but the pattern is a little bit different. Make sure you're playing, again, near your balance point, nowhere near like the upper part of your bow or you won't have that control. Good thing to do here, pluck. Make sure you have that pattern under your fingers. Make sure that wrist is loose but straight. Make sure your thumb is set by your first finger and those fingers are curved. If here your posture is off, you are really going to struggle to play these eighth notes correctly. Then jump ahead to measure 20. I want to look at the rhythm for measure 20 and the bowing. So the rhythm you have is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Again, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. If we were to play this rhythm on an open D, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. What you have to pay attention to with the bowing is you have down, up, and then the next note after the rest is another up. Down, up, rest, up, down, up. Otherwise, your bowing will be backwards when you get to 21. It also helps us keep that eighth note quick and in time. Down, up, rest. So just be careful if you need to highlight or circle, mark that bowing so you get that up, up in that measure. Then let's look ahead to our section at 29. This is our repeated pattern. Remember, as you're playing this, first violins have some focus. They have some half notes that are like the melody kind of in slow motion. The second violins have the melody somewhat with like an altered pattern of notes. You guys have the driving eighth notes here. It's very important that you are heard and that you are steady. It is mezzo piano. Don't feel like you need to overplay it, but you want to make sure you're not using too much bow. So around your balance point, I'm usually staying right around my balance point to the middle part of my bow. I'm not using too much bow. That way, as I'm on my G string, I'm able to give enough weight for it to be clear without being too loud, and that you can clearly hear every single note change. Again, the best way to practice this one would be pizzicato. Set a metronome, do it very slowly, and gradually add the speed until you're comfortable adding your bow. So again, this section at 29. Then we're gonna jump ahead. We would make sure we follow our first ending back to 33, take the second ending. Then when we get to 42, we have these quarter notes. Coming off of your eighth note pattern, you need to make sure you are following along, you're in the right place, so you're with us at 42, and that coming off the eighth notes, you are keeping a very steady quarter note beat. So playing from the second ending, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2. This would be a really good section, playing from 41 into 42 with a metronome to make sure you get that change. Again. It's very important that your quarter notes are very steady there for other sections to listen to. Last spot I want to just talk through is at measure 54. You can see in the part I gave you, I wrote frog because those notes need to be played close to the frog. And you can see the bowing pattern, down, up, down, up, down. So after every time you have an up note and a rest, you're always restarting the bow with an up bow. So you can either make sure you're stopping the bow and leaving enough for the next up bow, or you have to do a quick little retake. It is a little tricky because it's a double up or a retake with an up. 2, 3, 4. Up, up. So I'm going to play through this whole piece for you. I'm going to set the metronome at 100. Remember, our goal for this one is 120. 1, 2, 3, 4.